Good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome all of you to the very first CPD session conducted by Alumni Association of College of Quantity Surveying. Alumni Association of College of Quantity Surveying, AACQS in short form, has formed on 29 February 2020 under the direct guidance and the supervision of the Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka. Downward, AACQS has been taken several steps toward the benefit of all as another milestone. AACQS awareness of the alumni members on new membership rules established by IQSSL. This will be a greater eye-opening to all alumni members to identify and clarify their own paths within the field of quantity survey. Madam and Sir, it's a great pleasure to have you all as the panel members to our very first CPD event. Dear members, we all are inviting you all to upload your questions to the webinar chat box during the session. The President, Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka, Chartered Quantity Surveyor Lalit Ratnayaka immensely contribute his valuable thoughts to uplift this alumni association. We cordially invite Chartered Quantity Surveyor Lalit Ratnayaka to conduct the introductory speech. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dinusha. Good evening to everyone. Dinusha, I think you missed part of your speech because of some technical error, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry.
And sorry. Yeah. Introductory speech, of course, very briefly. This is an invitation received from the Alumni Association of College of Quantity Surveying for us to clarify and give some explanations and clear the doubts of certain regulatory documents such as membership routes and QSRB or Quantity Surveying Registration Board and any other things that they would require. So for that purpose, an invitation has come from Alumni Association of Quantity Surveying, College of Quantity Surveying, for us to clarify. So I would like to thank for asking the clarifications from the Institute, and we are happy to provide those. In fact, our Vice President, Professor Kanchana Perera, is present here, and our Secretary also present in this discussion, as well as our Assistant Secretary, and many other participants are here. And this discussion will basically provide you any further information and the clarification that you would require, as I said. So with that clarification, you may be able to get more awareness of what IQSSL is doing with regard to this regulatory framework, and that would be helpful for everyone. So making an opportunity to do this is a great effort, and again I would like to thank the Alumni Association of College of Quantity Surveying, and hope this brief introductory note is enough, and we shall proceed with the other parts of the discussion. Vinusha, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving an introductory speech to our very first CPD event. And the Assistant Secretary of the Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka, Chartered Quantity Surveyor, Sri Lanka Vijay Singha, sir, we cordially invite you to give a brief, detailed idea about the new membership rules established by IQSSL.
Okay, thank you very much for requesting this clarification and giving us the opportunity to explain the latest developments and the membership routes on my part. So let me share the screen. It is Right. Right. So I will be explaining the new membership routes as approved by the general membership. So before I go to the new membership routes, I would also like to brief you on the background and how we arrived at the new membership routes and what are the limitations that we faced and factors that we had to consider in arriving at the membership routes. Obviously, it is due to the various the request by the various parties within our membership made us to change the membership routes to address some of the grievances by the members. Okay. So in the process, we had to understand that the membership or membership categories that is being awarded by the IQSSL will be a recognition for you to practice in the industry as a profession or as an expert, depending on the membership category. So we had to give due consideration because to practice in these different levels does require certain level of competencies, knowledge, and the skills. So therefore, we had to give that due consideration. Then, most importantly, we have to operate in the industry with our allied profession. Basically, architects and the engineers, and most importantly, when you go to the public sector, SORs, there should be compatibility among the different members in the similar level of positions in the SORs. Therefore, there cannot be asymmetry among the qualifications for different professionals at the same level of the SOR. Therefore, we had to take that fact also into the account in coming up with the new membership route or revisiting the membership route. So we also try to accommodate and pave the path for all the quantity surveying fraternity or the members who is having basic quantity surveying qualification, and to allow them the pathway for them to evolve themselves to the higher positions. Then there will also be another change that we have we are going to introduce a quantity surveying registration board on which our president will brief you in detail in the next presentation or the speech. So we have to compatible to the QSRB. Again, that should be comparable with the registration board or the council of other allied professions who are working with in the same industry with us. In the organizations comes under same SORs. So there should be a compatibility because these membership categories will form a direct feed to the QSRB. Therefore, we had to maintain the consistency among the QSRB and the membership route. So with that, let me go to the proposed membership route and let me brief on that. Hope this is visible to all of you. Now, there are few major changes. The entry point will be the basic entry point will be the student membership. So for that, we there are minimum education. There are minimum requirement. In fact, for the membership, student membership, there should be a recognized education or course by the IQSSL for you to be enter into the student membership. So there is no big difference between the previous entry qualification and new entry qualification. Okay. Then subsequent to that, subsequent to completion of your education and maintaining 1 year student membership, you will be elevated. You are eligible to be elevated to the probationary member category. The probationary member category was there even previously. Now we have changed the entry requirement for the probationary member category. So one is through the student membership, and with the NVQ 5 or above qualification in quantity surveying will be the entry criteria for probationary membership. Those who are not having 1 year student membership still completed the or obtained the qualification in NVQ 5 or above in quantity surveying are also eligible to become probationary member, but with 1 year post-qualifying experience in an engaging in approved employment. So therefore the probationary membership also a entry membership. Okay, those are the two entry membership that is available at the moment as per the new membership route. Those are two basic entry memberships, but there are few other entry parts also. So thereafter we promote the elevation or elevation through the memberships categories mainly through the education. So therefore you are eligible to become. Now we have created two new membership category called associate member. Okay. The graduate member category was there earlier, technical member category was there, and registered member category was there. So the new member category that was introduced is the associate member category, as it is visible in the membership route diagram. Okay. The technical membership can be obtained through the completion of level 1, 2, and 3, that is professional levels. Then you can become the registered member without any education after the probation membership, but with 3 years experience. But for the registered members to become technical members, they have to complete the level 2 and 3. Okay, so those are the two entry criteria for the technical membership. Then for the graduate membership, there are two parts. One is that accredited degree in quantity surveying, and with the while having the student membership for 1 year. So they will be directly entitled to become the graduate members. Those who are having accredited degree but without 1 year student membership, they will have to wait for 1 year after the graduation. Then they will become eligible to be graduate members. Then non-accredited, those who are coming from non-accredited degrees, they can face the GMQE after 1 year of 1 year after the qualification. And successful completion of GMQE, they can also become the graduate member. The new membership route is for the accredited special degree holders. So those are with accredited special degree. So this criteria for accreditation of degrees and the special degrees will be defined by the IQSSL. So that is being drafted at the moment. Okay, so those who are holding a accredited special degree with 1 year student membership will be eligible to become the associate member. Those who are not having the student membership but having the accredited special degree will be eligible to become associate member after 1 year of post-graduation experience. Okay, for the associate member, then now currently there is a associate member category that is a corporate membership, but this associate member category is not a corporate membership. It is not a, they will not be called as a chartered quantity surveyor. Now the chartered quantity surveyor now, as per the new membership route membership pathway, will be the member. So that is the first corpus and graduate members after 3 years of 3 years after the precedence membership, that is technical or graduate membership, with the diary in an approved employment under a chartered quantity survey, will be eligible to face for the APC and Viva OC, and from the APC they can become the member. And associate members with 2 years diary in an approved employment under the guidance of a chartered quantity survey will become eligible to face the APC with Viva OC, and successful completion of APC, they will become the member. Then there is also a provision for the academics, 3 years in approved employment at tertiary educational institute, 1,200 hours of diary, and or minimum of 15 points in accordance with the so there is a qualification criteria defined in the appendix 5, and with that they will be eligible to face for the APC, and on successful completion of APC they will become the member. Then there is also provision through the reciprocity route, the members who are corporate members of the or those who are corporate members of the quantity surveying institute where IQSSL is having reciprocity agreement, they can apply for the membership, and they will become eligible for the membership on successful completion of the Viva OC. So that is in accordance with the relevant reciprocity agreement. So this associate member are 2 new categories. Then as previously fellow membership is there, then this on the there is new membership category called honorary fellow member. So those are the new membership categories and the revised membership route proposed and approved by the membership as of now. Now although that is proposed and approved, there are some membership categories we cannot still implement because that requires amendment of the Act. Okay, so let me show some of the categories. Now, the categories, those are highlighted, or the boxes filled with the colors are the categories that we cannot implement at the moment. now since probationary membership was there even in the previous system, just by amending bylaws and rules, we can implement the probationary membership under new system. Now it is been implemented, but the other membership categories we cannot implement. The new categories we cannot implement until we get the act amended through the parliament. So there is a process involved. So we have initiated the process by getting the proposal approved by the membership. So the rest of the steps to be followed up. Now, based on that, currently, what is being implemented is indicated in the website. Okay, so the route, the membership route diagram that is indicated in the IQSSL membership is with the revised membership categories that can be implemented at the moment. So here you can see the probationary membership is being implemented. New method of registered membership is being implemented. The student member, the revised entity, the previous associate member, fellow member is implemented. The honorary fellow, life fellow membership also being implemented. So those are the things currently being implemented. So now I think when you go through that diagram, you might be feeling that most of issues that you had was being settled. So let me, I think I missed one point. Let me go to the previous diagram. Now, there was also a concern among the technical members until they become the corporate member. So they will be stagnated, or they are finding some difficulties or discrimination faced by them, especially in the public sector organizations. So therefore, we have created a bridge for them to become the associate member. So on becoming a technical member, if they can gain a postgraduate qualification from a recognized university, which is acceptable to IQSSL, that should be relevant to the quantity surveying field, then on achievement of that postgraduate qualification, that should be equivalent to okay, that is not defined here. Yeah. So on achievement of that postgraduate qualification, they will be eligible to become the associate member. So then the rest of the part remains same as for the other associate members. So this is also a new development that will come in favor of the technical members. So I think with that, most of the issues are settled. Most of your grievances are addressed. Expect something from you, that is we expect you to not to be stagnated in the current membership category. So use the available opportunities to go up in the ladder, so get the maximum benefit out of the existing provisions. And I would request you to think objectively. I told you the factors that we considered in coming up with this new proposal that took a lot of time of the current council as well as the previous council members. I think they contributed a lot, and board members, some of the subcommittee members. I think they spent long time because of lot of limitations, factors to be considered in order to come up with the best proposal. So now think objectively on current available routes and try to utilize the available routes to the maximum. So meanwhile, you also should keep on accumulating your knowledge and competencies to become better quantity surveys. I would also like you to request to continuously communicate with the institute and involve in the institute activities, because there are a lot of things that is being carried out at the institute. Maybe very little that is being shown or the members are getting aware about. So there is a very heavy workload. So council members, board members, and whoever getting involved are committed to that. So we also request your commitment and involvement in order to support the activities, so that will enable. So I think Mr. Lalit will brief you on this. So what I request is your continuous support and communication with the institute. I think most of the issues are clarified. You can ask the question in the panel. We are ready to answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Dinusha, over to you. You can continue.
Thank you very much, sir. Aki, you can continue.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving detailed brief on newly introduced membership rules. There is a person who always supposed to establish an alumni association to College of Quantity Surveying. His encouragement and continuous guidance have been immensely valued to Committee of AACQS to plan this nature of events. He is none other than the President of Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka, Chartered Quantity Surveyor Lalit Ratnayaka. Sir, we cordially invite you to give an introduction to QS Registration Board, or else in short form QSRB, scope of work particularly to technical members as per the QSRB, relationship of the QSRB and new membership rules, effects and benefits to technical members due to new membership rules. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Quantity Survey and Registration Board is something new, and this has been in discussion for quite some time now. All the technical members or the members of your alumni association of College of Quantity Surveying could be aware or may be aware that there are registration boards for architects as well as for the engineers. Architects Registration Board, which we call ARB, has been established some time back, whereas Engineering Council, it doesn't call Engineering Registration Board, it says Engineering Council. The reason is there are two categories of or two acts comes together in terms of engineering. One is Incorporated Engineers, the other one is IESL. Therefore, they call it as Engineering Council, and that has been established recently. And out of three professionals or the three professions stipulated in the Act or the CID Act to be precise, quantity surveyors do not have a registration board. Okay, therefore, we have taken initiative to have a quantity surveying registration board. With that initiative, we managed to finalize a draft, and this particular registration board is a different entity, another board altogether, but that has been formulated through the IQSSL Act. In the section 6 of the Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka Act, under Register of Members, this particular act has been, the new act has been drafted. So it's an amendment to IQSSL Act. That's how it comes. Even Architects Registration Board has been established on that way. So we have taken the same route, as it is more appropriate to have a board as an amendment to the IQSSL Act. Now, little legal and little confusing maybe, but basically this is a board which is created by an act of parliament. Again, another act under IQSSL Act, or under section 6 of the IQSSL Act. Why we need a registration board for professionals? Why we need a registration board? Now, registration board is something, even if you take medical council, all the doctors are having a registration in the medical council. Okay, and all the architects are having a registration in the registration, not all, whoever who want to practice as doctors or as architects, they need to go to that particular registration board and register as an architect or as a doctor. Otherwise, in law, they are not recognized as a doctor and architect. So in terms of engineering also, they have established that council, so engineers will have to go and register there. Then only they can call themselves as engineers, architects, doctors, or whatever it is. Now, as far as quantity surveys are concerned, we haven't had that registration board. Therefore, this registration board establishment has been started. And in fact, it has to go to Parliament, so Ministry, Cabinet, Parliament, and all that. Because of this Corona situation, we couldn't push it through yet. But as far as IQSSL is concerned, through EGMs, this has now been approved. And what happens when you have a registration board? Any quantity surveyor who can call a quantity surveyor can go and register in this registration board. Who can call as a quantity surveyor? If you can, now in today's context, there are various quantity surveyors, they themselves call quantity surveys. But once this registration board is established, everybody cannot say themselves, or everybody cannot specify themselves as quantity surveyors unless certain qualifications, criteria are met. Those are written in this particular QSRB. Now, to say chartered quantity surveyor, the chartered membership of the institute has to be there. To say a quantity surveyor, you should be either graduate, technical member, or diplomate. So, certain qualification framework is there. Within that, if you are qualified, then of course you can say yourself a quantity surveyor under QSRB and then get registered under that category in the QSRB. So the category, the word category comes. One is chartered quantity surveyors, the other one is associated quantity surveyors, and there is another category called affiliated quantity surveyors, and then the quantity surveying categories are finished. Thereafter we have quantity surveying diplomates. They are not quantity surveyors, but quantity surveying diplomates. So technical members are in the affiliated category at the moment, so they can call them as quantity surveyors. Even the associate members, new routes, of course, associate member word comes in the new system. They can also call them as quantity surveyors, chartered quantity surveyors, anyway quantity surveyors. So all these three categories can get registered in the quantity surveying registration board. When I say three categories, chartered quantity surveyors, our graduate members. Graduate members means accredited degree holders, and GMQV, there is examination. If they can get through, again they can become graduate quantity surveyors, and also the full members of professional institutions, provided that they have accredited degree, they can also come. Likewise, all the quantity surveyors have been listed and specified under these chartered quantity surveyors and also the associated quantity surveyors and affiliated quantity surveyors. Now, under affiliated quantity surveyors, the technical member comes. Therefore, they are recognized as quantity surveyors, and also if somebody has a degree, general degree, say 3 years degree, they also become affiliated quantity surveyors. And then there are few other NVQ systems. There are various ways that quantity surveyors get qualified. One is NVQ system, one is our College of Quantity Surveying, the other one is university system, another one is international professional organizations, those systems. All the systems we have captured and put everybody under various categories. So after the chartered quantity survey, we have associated quantity survey. There are many who can come into the associated quantity surveys category. And then affiliated quantity surveys, there are many who can come into that category, and those have been specified in this QSRB. If I want to explain all this and show you, it will take long time. And then there are quantity surveying diplomates who has diplomas. So every quantity surveyor can get into this registration board and register as quantity surveyor, and then they can call themselves as quantity surveyors, not others. Okay, so the fake quantity surveyors will go out from the system. Fake means the false qualifications, and people who say quantity surveyors without qualifications cannot call legally themselves as quantity surveyors. For a job or employment, a company, if they ask for a quantity survey, then categories are ready, those are specified, and even the designations can be accordingly. And once this law is passed, other than this quantity surveying categories, quantity surveying firms also can get registered in this particular board. When I say board, this board is consisting of 13 members. Now, our Institute of Quantity Surveying is a different entity to this particular quantity surveying registration board, because this is again established under Act of Parliament when it is done, and that is governed by another 13-member board. 13-member board, of course, consisting of President and Secretary of IQSSL, and there is one from the Ministry Secretary will come, the Chairman will be there, and there are 9 others. 2 of them are professors of head of departments of quantity surveying discipline, and there are another 3 chartered quantity surveys coming from the council, and also there are another 4 chartered quantity surveys nominated. So altogether 13, out of which I think most of them are quantity surveys. So that board will decide the registration of quantity surveys. They will evaluate the applications and register. So once you get registered in this particular quantity surveying registration board, you can call you as quantity survey, as I said. But you can't go from there to anywhere. If affiliated quantity survey, say for example, technical member who is in affiliated quantity surveying category, when it is done, if they want to go to a chartered membership, they will have to go to the Institute of Quantity Surveyors and be a technical member and go up. Okay, and then you can go to the charter path. So, quantity surveying registration board, if I take an example, is a bus halt. You can go there and sit and wait. Okay, IQSSL is the vehicle that those registered quantity surveyors can go into the next location or next destination that you want to go. If he is affiliated quantity surveyor who has a general degree, if they want to become a graduate quantity surveyor, of course, they need to go to the institute and go through that process. If a technical quantity surveyor, we call them as affiliated quantity surveyor who is a technical member, and if he or she wants to go to the chartered level, he or she will have to go to the institute and get membership and go up. But if somebody wants to get stagnated and just to call himself as a quantity surveyor, if he wants to go and register, these affiliated, associated categories can go and register and stay there, even without membership in the Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka. So what we do is very democratically, if somebody has certain specified qualifications, they will be given the right to call quantity surveyor, even without membership of the Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka. Why membership is required is that the National Institute membership is a requirement for various other reasons. Even to get a job, sometimes they may ask whether you are a member or not. And also, to go up in the ladder, you got to be a member. Otherwise, you can't go up in the ladder. So there are two entities. Now I think you are little clear maybe. Institute of Quantity Surveys is an institute, professional institute, which elevate, promote our members into next categories and give them the education for that, or the continuous professional development programs will be conducted by the institute, and all that will be done by the Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka for their career development towards achieving or going up to the charter member, fellow, and honorary life fellow, and all that, going up and up. Registration board, whereas, will register you as a quantity surveyor and recognize you as a quantity surveyor, and you will have a license to call you as quantity surveyor. Two different things. I'm sure that you are clear. With regard to technical members of our institute, they are under the registration board in the affiliated quantity surveyors category. So once it is passed through the parliament and done, all these SOR problems will be over, because we have recognized technical members as affiliated quantity surveyors. And also all other issues with regard to their employment, salaries, 15,000 allowance, and all kinds of things will be over. So until such time we do all these law enactments, various temporary solutions are there, but this is the permanent solutions. Now we have gone into the permanent solution, and we have stepped into it and progressed. So we'll have to have a little bit patience to get these things done. Now we will have to go to the line minister and also the state minister and also to the other relevant authorities with this, and submit them and ask them to put into the parliament through normal procedure to the ministry, cabinet, and parliament, and read in the parliament, and second reading, third reading, maybe committee times, and then go to the legal draftman, and then all that, and then only it comes out. So this is the permanent solution that we have now found and devised already. So we must be happy that at least we have now gone into permanent solution path. But temporarily, all other problems we are addressing day to day. There are various inquiries, various problems. Even the UDA recently also there was a problem where they can't go in the, up in the ladder. Or the technical members have not been recognized by the HR department because they do not know what it is. And also there is no particular document that they can show to the human resource department. They don't understand all these technicalities. So there are issues at the moment, not only in UDA, but various other places. But what Institute of Quantity Surveyors are doing now is finding permanent solutions, as I said, through these new acts. And temporarily when there is an issue, of course, we provide our support to resolve them until these proper law are enacted. And therefore, technical members, of course, should be particularly happy that they have been categorized appropriately in a particular category in the previous registration board, and they have been recognized very well in that. And of course, this is a result of a discussion that we had on 17th August 2019, technical member gathering. And then from there, all these technical members who are in the Alumni Association, the office bearers now there, and various other technical members have worked immensely to come into this level. And we had a very good interactive discussions with them. And accordingly, we have drafted all these draft amendment act. And further, the membership routes diagram, as our Assistant Secretary, Chartered Quantity Surveyor Lanka has explained, those also have been immensely contributed by our technical members. I must thank all of them. And what we need is, of course, for the future generation, not to have these problems by the future generations, and we will resolve them. So we may have problems. I mean, I had problems. In fact, when I got out from the university, when I go for works, I couldn't get the RICS recognition because my degree was not recognized. But after some time, it was recognized. But still, even today, I can't, put my degree certificate and ask them to, recognize me as a, RICS qualified degree, because accreditation has come later in our education systems and various events, and that is how it happens, where certain regulations and acts are passed subsequent to our qualification sometimes, so that our qualification is obsolete with regard to that law. Not obsolete, but not captured there. So accreditations and things like that comes on certain dates, and from there only it will be effective. So by that, of course, people like us, we are now old. Our qualifications are not so recognized with regard to new laws. Maybe that problem will come. We can't pass laws retrospectively or giving effect for a previous date. So sometimes we'll have to think about future. Some problems are there already, we know. Now we what we'll have to do is we should resolve them for the future generation. We should not keep it. In that intent and objective, we have done all this regulatory documentation fully done now. Membership paths, QSRB, various other accreditation systems, and also credit value calculations. And if you say fellowship and life fellow procedures, and also ethics are being revised, and new gazette rules and all that have been amended, and new gazette have been compiled, and so many regulatory procedurally things have been done by this Council of Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka, as well as previous councils, and all their efforts have now come to a very good position, where now we are in a position. Of course, the platform is there for us to launch, and once we launch it, current members as well as our future generation will have a better recognition and dignity as quantity surveyors in Sri Lanka. Of course, that will be sufficient for the time being, and thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, giving a detailed brief about the Quantity Survey Registration Board. And as you told, Institute of Quantity Survey Sri Lanka is doing a lot to create, to maintain, and to enhance the professional recognition. And also, as per your example, we have to decide the fault, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Then an enthusiastic lady with us today who has taken numerous challenges to her hand with the support of head of the department and other members of Building Economics, University of Moratuwa, in order to give another ladder to technical members who came from the alma mater of College of Quantity Survey. She rewrites the history by giving the chance to follow the master's program to technical members. She is the best value we have at the moment to give a brief explanation about credit limits introduced to new membership rules. The Vice President of Institute of Quantity Surveyors Sri Lanka, Chartered Quantity Surveyor, Professor Mrs. Kanchana Pereira. Madam, over to you.
Thank you, Dinusha, for your kind introduction, and good evening all. When I look at the names of the whatever members in the forum, so I'm so happy to remember majority of your faces still in my mind. So I'm very happy to talk to a known people. Okay, so the faces which are there in the profile picture also known to me, and the names are known to me. Some of the surnames have changed, but still those people I can see known crowd of people. Okay, so I would like to talk about this. It is regarding the credit value definition. So there were few problems with the credit value definition, right? So can you all see the screen?
Yes, madam, it is clear.
Right. Okay. Right. So I got to know that there are different different opinions, views about the credit value definitions. First of all, I would like to talk about the credit value definition for our professional levels. So, what is the definition for a credit for professional level students? So there is an important whatever phrase before we define the prior learning and engagement. Approved employment shall have the understanding that you have prior learning and engagement in approved employment. So with that whatever understanding, we have defined 10 hours of lectures with associated learning, including directed study, is equal to 1 credit. Can you understand? So 10 hours of lectures plus all the take-home work, assignments, self-study, group study, coursework, quizzes, site visits, all together 10 hours of lectures equals to 1 credit. Then there is another different category, 4 weeks of quantity surveying practice experience. You can see appropriate tasks and workload for project study modules. One project study task is assigned 1.5 credits. It's a different one. So when we allocate a task, writing the report, doing the presentation, all the work included in the project study will cover 1.5 credits. Then there is another category, supervised research project, including 15 hours of research methodology lectures, guided independent research study is assigned 4.5 credits. But when we look at this first bullet point is the most important one. 10 hours of lectures plus assignments, self-study, library hours, site visits, all together will cover 1 credit. Other 3 bullet points are special scenarios, that is practice and project study and research study. Then we will go to credit definition for NVQ or Univotech, how they define credit. A total of 25 notional hours is equal to 1 credit. So what do you mean by notional hours? Notional hours means lecture hours plus other things. Other things means self-study, site visit, group work, reading books, site visits. But they have a clear definition with the use of the second bullet point. I can explain it. 11 hours of lectures with associated learning, including directed study. Same as yours, but you cover 10 hours of lectures. They cover 11 hours of lectures with associated learning. That will cover 1 credit. So we can see that our professional level credit and NVQ credit, there is a small difference. Our one is 10 hours, including all the other associated studies. NVQ is 11 hours plus other work. Then I would like to move to University of Moratuwa at my department. How do we define credits? Please remember this credit definition is different to both the NVQ and your credit definitions. Why? We conduct a full-time degree program. So from 8 to 6 p.m. we are there at university. Our students are supposed to be there. They are full-time students. So their credit definition is 15 contact hours of lectures or If we do project work or laboratory work or studio session, so that is 45 hours equal to 1 credit. Can you understand? 15 lecture hours or 45 project work or tutored class or laboratory practical or field work is equal to 1 credit. But in your system, we don't divide it into project work or lectures altogether 10 hours. Then there are other exceptional situations. Works individually supervised research projects per week basis. It's different for the research project. Then full-time works of 32 weeks at a block credit value for industrial training program. Those two are two different things. Now, can you see this full-time? What is their workload? 15 contact hours of lectures. If we try to cover these hours with the project work or assignments or laboratory, all these are contact, not take home. The second bullet point is also not take home or individual work. Directed work, but 45 hours equal to 1 credit. So you can see that there is a difference between those part-time studies and this, right? This is a full-time one, right? When you look at credit values or degrees, these are for full-time degrees. If you learn for full-time 3 years, so you are generally covering 115 to 120 credits. If you learn full-time, then if you learn full-time or if you study full-time for 4 years, we cover 150 credits. If you learn for 5 years, 185 credits. So can you remember Chartered Quantity Surveyor? Lanka Vijayasinghe was talking about special degrees and other degrees. So one criteria to be a special degrees, it should cover 150. There are other criteria. This is one of the criteria to become a special degree, which will directly take you to the associate membership. So you can see with experience or with student membership of 1 year, after finishing this 150 credit degree, plus there are other requirements which will be specified by the IQSSL, those people will go to associate membership. Others will come to this category, 3-year category, graduate members, right? Then I have just taken this from the SLQF website. You can see there are different categorizations of degrees. Most importantly, I would like to show this, how they compare this NVQ and SLQF qualification. You can see NVQ 7 is equal to a basic degree, right? NVQ 6 is equal to a higher diploma. NVQ 5 is equal to a diploma. This honors degree category, we don't have equal NVQ level, right? So this is the end of my presentation. What I want to specially mention is this. This is 10 hours of lectures with associated learning is equal to 1 credit in our system. In NVQ system, 11 hours of lectures with associated learning. But when it comes to the full-time system, 15 hours of lectures or 45 hours of these things contact. This is not take home equal to 1 credit. So there is a difference between our system and part-time system, Moratuva system and the part-time system. So your 120 credit will not be equal to this 120 credits. But when we look at the membership criteria, you can see there are good positions for technical members. So if you can do a postgraduate diploma in a whatever recognized institution with your technical membership level 1, 2, 3 plus recognized PG diploma, you can directly enter to the associate membership category. So there is a credit requirement, and we will see what is this university and what content is offered. But finally, what I have to tell you is, at the end of my brief presentation, technical members can go to different heights in our ladder. There are paths for you to go. If you keep quiet and if you keep just finish your technical membership, and if you are not willing to study, then you will stagnate. If you think, no, I want to study, then majority of you, we see you at our master's program also. So they do masters, and if you finish the PG diploma, then you can switch off fitting to associate membership. If you are not going to stop there and do your charter, then you will become a chartered QS. So one of the very good examples from your whatever technical route is chartered QS, Miss Yasita Bulat Sinhala. You can see she is a council member now. So what I have to tell you is, you can go up in the ladder if you work hard. That is common to all the types of members. For who are holding special degrees, basic degrees, or technical member category, all must work hard and achieve your whatever goals. That is up to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. I think you have cleared some gray areas to our members regarding this credit system, especially the difference between the University of Maldives credit system as well as our professional level credit system together with the NAQ system. Thank you again, madam. The chairman, Board of Management, College of Quantity Surveying is also an appreciating guide who helps us in numerous ways to form our AACQS. Today, he is the Chairman, Board of Quantity Surveying Education and Training of Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka. Chartered Quantity Surveyor Hasini Gunasekara, we cordially invite you to explain about the College of Quantity Surveying Guarantee Limited. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. The College of Quantity Surveyors has been was the main source of education for the Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka. So from I think early 2000, we have established the College of Quantity Surveyors for the as a education arm of the Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Sri Lanka, for developing the knowledge and disseminating the experience and knowledge to the quantity surveyors in the industry. So throughout these years, that has been developed. Initially we started it for the practicing quantity surveyors. Then gradually we have developed it. It was developed to the school leavers who are just passed out from the schools after doing the A-levels, and then we started for the higher national diploma for quantity surveying. So that was the basic arrangement we had in the College of Quantity Surveying. But when we looking at the previous years, in the beginning of the College of Quantity Surveyors, and almost 3-5 years, up to 3-5 years back, we had a lot of demand in the market. One reason was that the education provided by the college was given from a very professional academics and experienced chartered quantity surveyors in the industry. So there was a reputation and recognition for the quality of the of our education products, and also as most of you, all these technical members are being part of this college. They have helped in to make it a very this reputation. regarding the quality of the education. So all of your efforts being elevated this college into this level. However, gradually with the development of this requirements for a degree, then there were other institutes, private universities and things were started. With that, there was another demand for a degree program in the market. Then that was the one reason we had to change the College of Quantity Surveying into a separate entity, still keeping it under the IQSSL, but we had to separate it from the direct involvement of the institute. So considering this requirement, the main reason is that if we want to establish a degree program as a national institute for the professional quantity surveying, we cannot have any conflicts. So while we are providing accreditation to the other degrees under the same roof, we can't have our own education arm giving degree program. So this was the initial reason to have to establish the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited. When we decided to establish a separate entity, there was a problem how to establish it, whether it is going for a separate, totally separated organization or entity, or are we going to have any connection from the IQSSL. So considering the maintaining the quality of the education which we have built up throughout the years, and also to have certain level of observation, or I don't want to say the control, but certain level of connection, it was decided to go for a guaranteed limited organization. So then we have established College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited, keeping this idea. Now, it doesn't say that College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited is not a part of IQSSL. It is governed by the board of directors, and they are responsible for the council. So that is the arrangement, basic arrangement of the Quantity Surveying CQSGL. Then you may have a question. Once we have to, when we are separate the college and establish a new one, what will happen to the students and what will be the recognition in the industry for these courses? Well, as I said earlier, when we separate it, we haven't separated like a different entirely separate organization. It is still monitored and so controlled up to a certain level by the council of the IQSSL. So that means we are in the same we are maintaining the same quality levels as a recognition, and only thing is that we have changed its name in such a way without having any effect to the future development. And also we haven't changed any courses that we are conducting up to now, and we don't have any intention of changing it. And for since we are establishing this, the operations were started on last April as the CQSGL. From that day onwards, the HND courses will be conducted under the name of College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited. But to the courses that has been the students who have participated and completed their courses before that still will be considered as the students of College of Quantitative Surveying. So with the certificates and all these transcripts and everything will be valid, and they will be signed and corrected by signed and authorized by the IQSSL. Then in terms of the future courses of the CQSSL, professional levels still will be conducted in the same way, where the exams and everything will be handled by IQSSL, because professional levels are directly related to the IQSSL membership path, right? The basic requirement or the idea of having professional level courses were to develop the practicing quantity surveyors into the charter level. So opening a path to the technical membership. So therefore, even under the CQSSL, we will conduct, IQSSL will make the certificate awardings and everything will be governed by the IQSSL. But HND course will be handled by the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited. Another objective that we had is to start a degree program through the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited, and we are focusing on this matter, but it will not be a easy task, and also it cannot be achieved within 1 year or 2 years period. Still there will be a lot of things to be done, and also we are having certain discussions with some of the universities, private universities and also some of the government universities, to have a or providing a facility to our students to get a degree, and same time as Chartered Quantity Survey Professor Ms. Kanchana Pereira explained, still you are having the opportunity to enrolling into MSc program of the University of Moratuwa, and that will not be affected by the name change of this college. So same way, the other any entry requirement established by the other private universities and the recognition they have given for our course will not be changed by this change of this name. Just for your sake, you can consider it as just a name change of the entity. And what are the benefits? If we discuss about the benefits of having this separate entity, the main benefit is that without any conflict, we can start a degree program in future. So we are with the board of directors. There are 5 directors in the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited, and there is a chairman and vice chairman, and there are 3 directors looking at the marketing, administration, and 4 directors looking at marketing, financial, education, and administration. So with them, IQSSL is in the process of gradually starting a degree program in future. So that will be a very I think valuable opportunity to students and the practitioners in the industry in future. And the lectures will be conducted under the same way. There hasn't been any change. So all the selection of the lectures, the lecture panel will be same as the reputed professional and experienced academics in the industry. So there is no any quality drop in the system. Only thing is we have improved the quality system, and we are always ready to provide best product and services to their students. And in terms of the certificates and things, anything you want to obtain for the for your previous academic years or academic requirements will be issued by the institute for the professional levels. HND students who have completed their HND before this change will get their certificates and transcript under the certification of Board of Management. So that will be valid, that will be continued until all the students get their certification and transcripts. And for the future, it will be issued by the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited. So basically, these are the things I want to express to you regarding the College of Quantity Surveyors Guaranteed Limited. And I don't think there were some discussions in the industry whether this is in effect the people, students who has passed out, whether they have an impact, and where is this a different thing, or will there be the same recognition as College of Quantity Surveying as earlier, and will it affect your jobs or the government, whether it will be recognized? I ensure that there is no such issue, right? Only thing is we have renamed the college and given it to a dedicated set of directors to conduct a better administration and education process. And still IQSSL is having the regulating, IQSSL is regulating the process and the education of the College of Quantity Surveying Guaranteed Limited. So there is nothing to be worried, and I think it has been the best solution considering the future prospects of the students as well as the QS education. That is what I have. Those are the things that I have to express to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think most of the members had these questions why the institute and the college get separated. Now I think they have get cleared with that matter. With that,
we haven't separated. We are not separated.
They had that matter, sir, but now I think it is clear why you have did it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving us a detailed brief about that. I hope with that we have come to the end of the Q&A session. Thank you very much again for giving us a lot of details about what is the progress, why the institute is taking several decisions and steps toward the benefit of the all quantity surveyors. Thank you very much again, sir and madam. I think Pyumyaki, you can continue.
Until her comes, let me wish everybody a very happy New Year and Christmas.
It's okay.
Yes,
I think this.
We had a very interesting session, and we are at the end of this session, but ends are not bad things. They just mean something else to begin actually. And I hope you all have had a very informative session tonight. And it is especially enlightened by sharing our panel members' knowledge and expertise also. And on behalf of the AACQS, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to distinguished panel members for dedicating your valuable time for us. And also, I'm taking this opportunity to thank our AACQS committee members also, because they are the backbone of organizing this event. And very big thank to all participants tonight. And hopefully we will meet from another webinar like this. And thank you for all for joining. And thank you for all again, and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. Happy New Year.
There is another message I have to give to the members of AACQS and the members who still not get the membership, and who just came from the alma mater of the college and not taken the membership, they still can contact the Charita, Ravi and Vimyaka and get the memberships as soon as possible, because most of the technical member related and college related messages are supposed to pass through AACQS in future. Therefore, it will be much benefited to you, and you can quickly get the membership by contacting the people. I think it is shown on the screen. So have a nice day, and the Christmas is coming. Merry happy Christmas to everyone, and good night.